Solomon Vandy is a fisherman in a quiet village in Sierra Leone. He has a wife, a baby daughter, and a son. He is especially proud of the boy Dia, who at 12 is a good student, who dreams of becoming a doctor. However, everything takes a harrowing turn when heavily armed rebels, engaged in combat against Sierra Leone's government forces, invade the village and ruthlessly massacre men, women, and children, dehumanizing them in a chilling manner. Solomon's family escapes. However, Solomon is captured and forced to work in a camp mining diamond. The rebels use the money they get for the diamonds to buy the arms they carry in the war. Solomon finds a huge pink diamond while mining one day, and while hiding it, the commandant of the rebels sees it and demands he give it to him and threatens to kill him. But at the very moment the rebels are attacked, and everyone along with Solomon is arrested by the government army. Danny Archer, mercenary, gun runner, diamond smuggler who trades arms for diamonds with an RUF commander. He had been transporting the diamonds to a South African mercenary named Colonel Coetzee, who was in turn employed by South African Diamond Company executive Van de Kaap and his deputy Simmons. He is imprisoned after being caught smuggling the diamonds into neighboring Liberia, and the diamonds are confiscated. While in prison, he overhears Captain Poison ranting to Solomon about the discovery of the large diamond and decides to hunt down the stone. He arranges for Solomon's release from prison and offers to help him find his family in exchange for the diamond. He believes this gem holds the key to his own exit from Africa. Archer then, after getting out of prison, helps to get Solomon out of prison in hopes that he can convince Solomon to give him the diamond. When he realizes he is unable to do so without offering something in return to Solomon. While Archer is trying to convince Solomon to get him the diamonds, they are attacked in the war between the members of RUF and the government authorities. Luckily, Archer manages to escape the massacre along with Solomon, and then find their way to Maddie Bowen. Archer met Maddie Bowen in a bar where he discovers that she's a journalist seeking information about the diamonds from him. Maddie Bowen is an American journalist and adrenaline junkie who has covered wars in Bosnia and Afghanistan and wants to do a story about blood diamonds, Sierra Leone gems smuggled into Liberia and then sold around the West by reputable firms. She believes that with Archer's support, she can uncover the corporate wrongdoing associated with the diamond trade, whereas Archer is a cynic who believes that everyone is using everyone else, so looking out for number one is the only way. Besides, in Africa, people killing each other has become a way of life. He relies on her connections that will help them find Solomon's separated family, who had managed to escape the rebels, but he had no idea about their whereabouts, which will help Archer to persuade Solomon to guide them to the pink diamond. However, Bowen soon learns that Archer is using Solomon to find his diamond and will eventually steal it for himself to leave Africa forever. Bowen, a humanitarian, refuses to help Archer unless he can tell her about the diamond market to stop the flow of blood diamonds out of Africa, cutting off funding for the Civil War, and ending a mass revolution. Archer gives Bowen the information that she wants and gets access to use the press convoy to travel to Kono to find the diamond. When Danny Archer, Maddie Bowen, and Solomon are on their way to Kono through the press convoy to find the diamond, the convoy is attacked. Archer, Solomon, and Bowen escape and find their way to the South African mercenary force under Colonel Coetzee, where they learn of the attack force preparing to retake Sierra Leone. Archer then decides to leave the camp on foot to search for the diamond with Solomon by creating a distraction with the help of Maddie Bowen, while Bowen boards a plane carrying foreigners out of the conflict zone. After a laborious overnight trek, the men reach the mining camp in a river valley, still under RUF control, where Solomon discovered and buried the large diamond. There, Solomon is reunited with his son Dia, who refuses to acknowledge him because he has been brainwashed by the rebels. He is also encountered with the immoral rebel soldier, who is later put in charge of turning the young boys into vicious killers, who has singled out Dia as a revenge to Solomon Vandy. Seeing no way out as Solomon has now engaged himself with the rebels, Danny then informs the South African mercenary force about his whereabouts, who then dispatches the RUF rebels in a massive airstrike, which kills many of the RUF rebels and some of the miners. Colonel Coetzee, who has now arrived at the mine, now asks Solomon to locate it. However, Solomon refuses, making it clear that he will only give that information to Danny Archer. Archer then makes a deal with Colonel Coetzee, forcing Solomon to retrieve the stone, and they start on their way to locate the stone. When they reach the place where Solomon has hidden the rare diamond, Archer realizes that the colonel would have killed both Archer and Solomon upon locating the diamond, and thus, in a desperate battle, Archer kills Coetzee and the other 2 soldiers. As Archer overturns a body to take equipment, he realizes that he has been shot and wounded but keeps it to himself. They then retrieve the diamond, but they see Dia hold Archer and Solomon at gunpoint with a pistol, but Solomon manages to convince him to side with them. Having arranged in advance for a plane to pick him up, he radios to the pilot, Benjamin Capanet, who demands Archer dump both Solomon and Dia. On the way towards the air stop on the ridge, Archer collapses and is unable to go any further. Solomon carries him a little way before Archer has him put him down. He realizes he's not going to make it and asks Solomon to take Dia and the precious diamond to safety. He stays behind to distract the pursuing soldiers, giving Solomon and Dia a chance to escape, and then makes a final phone call to Bowen, asking her to help Solomon as a last favor before looking out over the beautiful landscape of Africa once more and dying peacefully. With the help of Bowen, Solomon trades the diamond to Simmons for a large sum of money and the reunification of his family, making the exchange as Solomon's wife and children. Bowen, who secretly photographs the deal, later publishes a magazine piece exposing the trade in conflict or blood diamonds. The film ends with Solomon smiling at the photograph Maddie took of Archer earlier, now published in her magazine along with the complete story of their journey, before addressing a conference on blood diamonds in Kimberley, South Africa, describing his experiences.